Currently, the three most premium credit cards available in the market are the Amex Platinum Card, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the Capital One Venture X. Among these, we will discuss which card suits you best and the strategy you should adopt to maximize the benefits from each of these cards. To put it in perspective, it's akin to comparing Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise, the final evolution starter Pokémon. These cards are considered top tier, so let's delve into them. In this video, we'll make it easy to understand. I'll structure this by first briefly covering the benefits and welcome bonuses available at the time of filming for each of these cards. Additionally, we'll explore the required credit scores for approval. Towards the end, we'll analyze the pros and cons of each card, providing an exact formula to determine which card aligns best with your needs. Starting with the Amex Platinum, it has long been regarded as the best elite-tier credit card due to its extensive range of benefits. In my wallet, the Platinum card stands out not just figuratively, but literally. It's one of the heaviest cards I carry. Presently, the public offer for the welcome bonus stands at 80,000 points after spending $6,000 within 6 months. However, the annual fee for this card is $695, the highest among these three. Regarding its earning rates, it's straightforward. 5x points on flights directly booked with airlines or through Amex Travel, up to $500,000 per year. 5x points on prepaid hotels booked with Amex Travel, and 1x points on other purchases. There are numerous benefits associated with this card, but delving into all of them here would extend this video extensively. If you want a comprehensive rundown and tips on maximizing these benefits, I suggest watching this other video. The recommended credit score for obtaining the Amex Platinum is 680 at a minimum, although I've seen individuals with scores as low as 650 getting approved. Next, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is comparable to the Amex Platinum, but comes with a lower annual fee of $550. The welcome bonus offer here is 60,000 bonus points after spending $4,000 in 3 months. Its benefits are competitive: 10x points on prepaid hotels and rental cars through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, 5x points on flights booked with Chase, 3x points on dining, including takeout and food delivery, and 3x points on all other travel purchases. Key features include a 50-point value boost with the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, access to transfer points, and booking flights, hotels, akin to an exclusive portal within your Chase account. This card also offers a $300 annual travel credit applicable to various travel-related purchases. Similar to the Platinum card, it provides global entry TSA pre-check credits and Priority Pass Select membership for airport lounge access. Obtaining approval for the Chase Sapphire Reserve might be a bit tougher. A credit score of at least 700 is highly recommended. Moving on to the third card, the Capital One Venture X. I consider this to be a sleeper card, one of the most underrated travel credit cards this year. However, there's a catch. This card is among the elite cards within Capital One's offerings. A lot of people also forget that within Capital One, they're very strict on the cards that you can get. They have wacky rules where instead of not getting approved because you have a bad credit score, they tend to not accept applicants with really good scores. They seem to be a bit more against people who are maximizing and optimizing the whole credit card point to miles game. We'll talk a bit more about that later on. With regards to details for this card, it actually has the lowest annual fee out of the other two, which is at $395 a year. Now, this card also has a very solid welcome bonus offer of 75,000 bonus miles after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. Regarding earning rates, you get 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One's travel portal, 5x miles on flights booked through that same portal, and then 2x miles on all other purchases. Here are the benefits. You get a $300 annual travel credit when you book through the Capital One travel portal. It's not as flexible to use as the Chase Sapphire Reserve, but it is not as difficult either as the Amex Platinum. You get the TSA pre-check with this card, the global entry, and access to Capital One lounges, as well as Plaza Premium, and the Priority Pass membership. Each one of these cards is also going to have its own hotel collection benefit. I think, out of the three, Amex Platinum definitely comes out ahead because they give you access to the Fine Hotel Resorts collection, where they provide even more benefits such as upgrades if available. I've noticed that I've been getting upgrades almost, I would say, 80% of the time. On top of that, you get extremely late checkout that you don't really see within other card issuers. It seems like American Express gets a bit more recognized with hotels, rather than if you're pulling up Chase's hotel collection program or even Capital One's. Your miles may vary on this. It just depends on the hotel and who's running the management there, but that has just been my own experience. Now, with Capital Adventure X, the recommended credit score is actually going to be low. I mentioned this earlier, but the recommended score is going to be lower than 700. So, if you have anything above 720, you're going to have a harder time getting approved than if someone had like a 690 credit score. I would never say go ahead and intentionally tank your credit score, but if you're desperate in getting a card like this, and you also qualify for the rules, because there's a lot of nitty-gritty rules with a lot of these credit cards, like, as an example of Capital One, you can only have 2 personal credit cards and they make you space it out within, I believe, a 6-month period. There's a lot of things like this. If you guys need a way to keep track of all the rules, I actually went ahead and put it into our Notion template. This is completely free. Check out the link down below in the description. Get my template and then go into the index section of all the major rules for the banks, and then you could refer to that. So now that we've covered the general benefits, the welcome bonus offers, how do all of them compare? Now, in terms of the welcome bonus offer, out of all of these 3 cards, I think American Express comes out on top just because they don't confine you to having to spend a huge amount within just 3 months. They're allowing you to spend it up to half a year. You get 6 months in getting that minimum spend requirement. And then it's also the value of these points. American Express tends to go a pretty long way if you know how to redeem your points. And if you don't, I also made a full guide talking about that on my channel as well. The winner is going to be American Express on the welcome bonus offer. But in terms of the points itself, I'm going to have to give that to Chase. Chase has always been very flexible with their UR points. And if you don't want to go through all the hassle of transferring your points out, trying to find an upgrade availability, it does take more work. You can always go ahead and just use your points within the Ultimate Rewards portal and find that you still get a decent redemption of anywhere from 2 to even 5 cents per point. In terms of anything else though, annual fee, I think that's important regardless of all the benefits you get. I know some people are balling on a budget, and the annual fee award is definitely going to go to Capital One. In terms of card prestige, feeling like a baller, MX Platinum wins, that 2nd place, Chase's Sapphire Reserve 3rd place, Capital Adventure X. In terms of ease of use of the card benefits, I would say Chase's Sapphire Reserve comes out on top. Amex Platinum comes down on 2nd. Now, it is very close. It's a tie almost, because the Chase Sapphire Reserve does not have as many credits as the Platinum card does, but it is just so easy to use. Like that 300 travel credit, it just flies out of your wallet very quick. Amex Platinum, on the other hand, if you happen to be using a lot of the things that they're giving you in those benefits on that big screen we mentioned, you may value Amex Platinum way more than the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And this just comes down to independent personal spending habits and your preference of where you shop. So if you're someone who likes using Uber versus Lyft, or you like using Uber Eats versus something like Instacart or DoorDash, that's when you can start seeing the fine line thinning through coming up on which one may be best for you. What am I doing here? What am I? I'm a fish. I'm a fish. I would say, though, if you're someone who travels a lot, I think the Amex Platinum is going to be the best one for you. But with that being said, I think this might change in the next year, because Amex Platinum was king as the travel premium card. You get airline incidental fee credits. You just get the luxury status behind it. You even get things like Marriott Bonvoy Gold, Hilton Gold. You get hotel statuses all for free with this card that some of these other cards aren't giving you. Now, the reason why I think Chase Sapphire Reserve is on the up is because Chase makes a bank. JP Morgan is not just like a small contender. I don't even see them within the same realm of competing with other issuers like Capital One or even Citi, as an example. Chase is top dog, and with that top dog status, they are investing into really nice top dog places for us to all go woof woof. What some of these lounges are very nice. One of the most recent ones that we talked about on this channel that they opened up. I saw videos. I've seen people's Instagram stories. And the food is infinitely better. It's not as crowded as the Centurion lounges. And it just seems like a much better experience. And it seems like Chase is just investing way more into some of their higher tier cards, while it seems like American Express has taken a little bit back. Just recently, I made a video talking about the Amex Platinum major rule changes because it looks like they're trying to thin out a lot of the lounge people like the Centurion lounge accessors so it can be more of a viable card. So until then, it's going to be a tight fit. But if I were to start over again, I would definitely prefer the Platinum card just because of things like even like purchase protection, travel protection. American Express is splendid. And by the way, guys, if I'm using these weird words outside of my lexicon, like splendid, you've got to realize that it's really good. That's me trying to say it's fantastic. So, I made a lot of videos on that too. Purchase protection, warranty protection, travel protection. Amex is probably one of the best, but Chase is going to be second place. And then I've heard Capital One is a bit harder to work with. Like, as an example, if you're trying to book a trip through the Capital One Venture X portal, which is where you would actually need to start with and getting a lot of those car benefits, and you need to cancel that trip, I've heard instances of people within our Facebook group where they had a hard time actually getting those credits back and getting comped on their account. So, it really depends, but in terms of the category for the best credit card for someone who travels a lot, I think I'm going to have to give it to Amex. Now, if you're someone who doesn't travel all the time, you're making, I would say like a median income salary, $50,000 to $80,000 a year. You take maybe 2-3 trips at a time. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, I think, is probably one of the best cards because you can easily make sure you get all the value without having to ever lose money. And the Capital One Venture X card, I think, is also another fascinating card. It's more on the beginner side, but say, as an example, you take less than 3 trips per year, I would say the Capital One Venture X would be more perfect for you. Now, here's what I need to mention. Out of all of these cards, you will find outsized value, meaning you will get positive ROI, you'll get free money put back into your pocket if you get this card and you sign up for it. You get that welcome bonus offer without having to overspend. You pay off the statement balance in full. You'll come out ahead. These comparisons I'm making is talking about the ROI that the card offers after the first year. So, welcome bonus hits, you're making money. If you travel a few times, you're making money. But it's after that first year which card is going to be viable. Here's the best strategy. At a certain point, I would just have all of these cards and see which ones that you value the most based on the benefits. For me, I'm in a season in my life. I thought I was going to travel more, but I didn't. But last year I traveled a lot, and I took so much advantage of the Platinum card, and I even did a whole Excel study within my own books. The Platinum card came in clutch this year because I'm not traveling that much, but I still have like 2 more trips coming up. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, I'm still getting outsized value. A lot of it. The welcome bonus offer. The 300 travel credit that I'm hitting like it's nothing. If I think I'm going to be a hermit for 1 year, or I just want to cool down, I want to save up my money because traveling is expensive. Capital One Venture X card. Plan out a travel way ahead of time. Use those benefits, collect the welcome bonus offer, and then consider canceling that credit card after the 2nd or 3rd year. So that is my full breakdown of these cards. Let me know, guys. This is all subjective. Which card is one of your favorites? Let me know down below in the comment section.